Good evening, and thank you for tuning into the New Day Fellowship Church weekly podcast. I'll be your host today, Lashavia Little, filling in for Doctors Robert and Teresa Beeman here at a New Day Fellowship Church. And as you can see, we are here with our special guests. See the colors they have on, so you already know. So I'm gonna let them go ahead and introduce themselves.
I am Dr. Remy Godfrey Sanders.
I'm Crystal Pope. I'm Ethel Flowers.
I'm Dr. Sharonda Henderson.
And I am Veronica Moten.
All right, so now that you have everybody's information on who they are, why don't you go ahead and like and share and go ahead and send it to somebody so they can watch it too. So let's get into it.
All right.
How you ladies doing?
Fine. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thank you so much for showing up and being here and let us know a little bit about you, okay? So let's start off. What is happening right now, either with you personally or with the sorority?
The sorority right now is suffering a tremendous loss of our Sarah, our sister, our friend, a trailblazer in the Temple community, our Sarah Dale Ingram Walker. So right now we're navigating that loss, trying to stay strong for her, stay strong for our community and one another.
Wow. Yeah. That's a huge blow for all of us. Yes, indeed. So what is the latest and the greatest that's going on from day to day? And what's coming up next for you guys?
What's coming up next will be we've lost, and we've had a great loss, but she would want us to continue with the plans that we have for this year. So coming up next will be what workshop do we have?
Financial fortitude. Financial fortitude. Yes.
Financial fortitude workshop is coming up next, and I think that's going to be great. You know, we have so many opportunities in Temple to provide information to individuals who could benefit by understanding wills versus trust.
Yes.
Exactly when most of the time, well, I shouldn't say most of the time, well, let's say too many, too much of the time, people do not leave a will. And we lose our property. That's a big issue.
So generations are just affected.
Just generally.
Yes.
So the next workshop will be financial fortitude.
Okay, and that's coming up when?
That'll be June 13th. We're planning on it to be at Temple College in the main room.
Okay.
And so our attorney that will be present and presenting the information will be Sharisa Alexander. And so she's coming down from Fort Worth to give us some good information, a wealth of information on what to do.
Okay. Now I have to rewind because you just stated how you just had this tremendous loss. And there's so many people either watching or just around the world that have loss throughout their life, right? Day to day. How are you all right now? One, handling that, right? And then learning still to move forward.
For me personally, and I know that I probably will speak for a lot of them, but it's all God. We can't move forward without him.
Yes.
And so it's easy to be in our grief and to find anger or frustration at it, but knowing that the master of all masters, he is in control. And we have to put our faith in our hand in his hand and walk day by day with our faith and not by our sight and by our flesh to understand this is life. Things happen. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad, but put your hand in his hand and move forward. Because again, Dale's life is a life of someone who would want us to move forward, would want us to carry out the mission of Delta Sigma Theta, the mission that we have in the community, and to carry on her legacy. So knowing that I'm personally, and the ladies are as well, we're hurt, we're saddened, but we know that she will tell us right now, put your boots on and get to work. Right. So we rest in that, rest with God as well.
Okay.
Agreed. The loss was sudden. It wasn't expected. And the thing with the sisterhood is that when things like this happen, that's when you get together. That's, I can honestly say during that time, I found myself picking up that cell phone and texting more. Just, are you okay? Because it was an unfortunate situation, but it's important to know that there are times to not be okay, and that's okay. And so it just kind of brought together that sisterhood and just reaching out to make sure that you were checking on one another. And because that's what Dale would want. She wants us to finish our work, and she knew what it was about.
Yes, yes. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. As it relates to what's coming up, is there a registration fee or anything like that that people need to know?
This will be free to the public. So I think we're going to try to cap, and Ethel, you can correct me. I think we're going to try to cap at 50. But Temple College is a gracious host. So if we need to open up more space, they're willing to open up more space. So I think we're just going to open up our registration. There should be a flyer coming in the next week, and you can check it out on the Temple Alumnae chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated Facebook page. And there will be a registration link there for all to sign up, and then we'll play it by ear. If we have more than 50 seats, we'll open it up.
All right. So is there anything personal that affect you as it relates to leaving the will, having a trust before somebody didn't leave anything, and you realize how important it really is? So anything significant like that for you? The way you want to push this out to the community so that they don't have to go through those same pitfalls?
I know for me, I lost my father December 6, 2011. And then I lost his mother, which was July 2021. And during that time, there was nothing that was left for anyone. And so you learn how to navigate quick claim deeds going down to the county. And I think it's a blessing to be a Temple child and knowing people down at the county office, but you need to be prepared. And so that kind of put things in perspective. So I've been working with the attorney starting probably last November to make sure that I have my will and my trust, irrevocable trust things set up, even down to items, because of course we're in a sorority, and a lot of people, you'll see some of these items pop up in Goodwill if one of us passes, and you have to know how to discard these things as well to the chapter properly. And so some people think that it's frivolous. I don't own anything, or I shouldn't have to. No, you should still have a will. You should still have a trust. It's all important. And so for me personally, that's when things got in perspective and started moving for me. And then when you become a little older, you start go ahead paying that big money and get things handled the right way. So for me, it was the death of my father and my grandmother.
Any others?
For me, putting together a will and trust was important for my children. I wanted to be able to protect them, knowing that if with any loss of a parent, they would be going through grief and difficult times, but you want to set them up to be supported and not to have to go through the extra stress and strain of probate court and things like that, where we know over time all of that, whatever you do have to leave, it can be held up in lawyer fees or whatever the case may be. So it was important for me to make sure to have that set up for my children.
All right.
Well, for me, even if you didn't have anything to leave, I think that it is very important that as we are alive, that we need to at least set our expectations for our family, because family go through more things, especially when they don't know what you want for yourself.
Right.
I mean, even if it's with burial or how you want to be buried or how you want your program to be, you need to start having those conversations with your family now, because that's why I think, especially in the Black community, that I think a lot of things go where families are not getting along is through death. And death is not the time you be thinking about things like this. I think you need to be thinking about it now. So with me, I think it's something that needs to be talked about.
And I know how important this is, and you are sharing right now how important this is. But there are some people that say, "Hey, when I'm gone, I don't have to worry about nothing." And so, what do you have to say to them that feel like, "Hey, once I'm gone, everybody else can just go ahead and fend for themselves"?
I think that's just probably not the best mentality to have, especially when we're, the older generation. We need to be the example for the younger generation. It is a difficult conversation, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. If you just neglect it, it doesn't go away. It just creates more problems on the end. So just for those that have that mentality, It's just important to show them why they shouldn't have that mentality, to show them the consequences of not handling your business while you're here.
All right. So we definitely expect, just a stadium full, all right, coming in because this information, especially being free 99. We definitely expect everybody to show up, get the information, and then follow through to be able to take care of their families, right? All right. Okay. And even if not here, in this local area where you're watching that, making sure that you all are on top of it, the same thing, the same principles still apply, making sure that you're taking care of the generations behind you. Somebody has to make the sacrifice. Someone has to actually apply wisdom. You have to do it. It's very important. And then people behind you don't have to go through the struggles that you went through. All right. So is there any opportunity for us to learn a little bit something about you as the person?
Ooh. Start down there with our Delta Deers.
Oh, I am a Delta deer, and I love being a Delta deer.
All right.
I got my young ones here. Um, as for me, like I said, I'm a retired teacher, and I'm really getting to sit at home and be the grandma that I want to be. Right now, I'm going through surgeries from track meets that I think has gotten to me, but I'm gonna be okay because I love to walk, and for the last year and a half, I haven't been able to walk and do my walking like I need to do, but I've worked all my life, and my goal has been to not work again and be there for my grandchildren. So
Yeah.
I'm in my happy place right now.
All right. All right. We did a skip.
Oh, she passed it to me because I am a Delta deer as well. Thank you. Well, I moved to Temple when I was about 10 years old from Casa Grande, Arizona. And I have been in Temple almost ever since. I've moved away, but moved back. Educated in Temple, went to Temple College, University of Mary Hardin Baylor, Prairie View A&M. I'm a retired nurse by education. I have nursed. I have been a nurse administrator. I have owned a home health agency, and I retired as a nursing instructor.
Ooh.
So I am just as happy as I can be. I quilt every day. I do my sewing, my quilting. I can and make jam. I and I make jewelry. And
Wow.
let me see. I bake bread, and but I teach one day a week at a private at Cultivate Academy,
Okay.
and I teach them how to sew and do little things like making bread, how to cook little things, and so I try to put in that element that's not in high school anymore, and that's home ec-
Okay.
home economics.
Okay. Okay. So far, we heard a lot of experience. A lot of experience. Okay. We might need to go there for a minute.
Mm,
Okay. Who's next?
okay, your
Okay,
turn.
so I am the youngest in Delta Land here. I am so grateful and honored and still can't believe that I am a member of this illustrious sorority. I became a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated spring of 2025. So we just celebrated our first year Deltaversary. I am originally from Dallas, Texas, born and raised, and family is still there. I am currently a medical oncologist at Baylor Scott and White in Temple. I've been an oncologist there for about 17 years. My focus is genitourinary oncologist, so prostate cancer and bladder cancer and testicular cancer, and I have a very vested interest in advocacy for Black men with prostate cancer, because we know Black men have higher risk of having much more advanced disease and more aggressive disease. I am also the division director for the Central Texas region, so I have administrative role there also. Mother of two children, a 19-year-old who is at University of North Texas and a 14-year-old who is at Belton High School.
All right.
And a husband. So my husband, I have to plug his business. He is a mental health professional. And he is the owner of True Restoration Mental Health Services.
Okay. Very nice.
Okay. Well, I am Crystal Pope. I'm originally from Belton, Texas. I pledged Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in spring 1999. So I've been in this for a little while now. I currently work for Ascension, where I'm a recruiter. So I spend my time trying to find employment for different people, whether it be administrative or non-clinical or clinical, and sometimes assist with residency opportunities. The majority of my work is in the Austin area, but sometimes it kind of trickles to Central Texas, and every now and then you get an opportunity to call someone with employment. And today, my last call of the day, it was someone that I knew since she was since she was a little girl. So it's nice to be able to, find employment for those in the local area as well. Outside of that, I have three children. One in the Houston area that's a graduate of Prairie View A&M. I have one currently attending Central Texas A&M, and my youngest is also at Prairie View A&M. So they keep me on my toes and keep me busy.
All right.
And I am the superintendent of Buckholz ISD. So I've been an educator, oh my goodness, 5 years, I think, whatever TRS says on that paper. I am getting toward the end. I am born and raised in Temple, Texas. Went to school here, went to school in this church. So it felt,
Wow.
it brought back a lot of memories coming here to the cafeteria today. I mean, the sanctuary, I almost shed a little tear because it was some good times here. And I attribute a lot of my upbringing to some of the amazing women, Mary Burgess and Opal Hightower, and the ladies that were teachers in this facility. And Miss Burgess was also a Sarah of ours as well. And I joined the sorority in the Temple Alumnae Chapter Spring 2017. And so it has been a journey here in town, but I feel at home with these ladies because these ladies, some of them knew me when I was in my mother's womb. And so it's always that sense of trust that you have with people when you're carrying out the same mission. And so, they're super supportive. In town, I run a nonprofit, Temple Junior Wildcats, football and cheer. So registration's open. Whatever camera I need to look at, registration's open, and we do a lot of mentorship with our children in the community and get them ready for Temple High School, Temple Middle Schools, and all those other things. So my passion, of course, children. A lot of our focus in the sorority, we want to pour back and give back to children. So all of these ladies, whether educational, medical, that's what we're here for, to lend that expertise and pour back into the community that is poured into us in different ways and avenues. And even someone here next to me forgot to do her plug on. She is a vocalist.
Oh
yeah.
And has a heavenly voice.
You're right.
And sings as well. And she's shy about that. And I don't know why, but she does that as well. So it's quite the group up here. But
we're hearing. We're hearing.
Yeah.
Right, but how about giving you 30 seconds? 30 seconds to bless us.
I'm not prepared. Okay, somebody give me a song.
The one you were singing in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Pass me not, O gentle Savior. Oh, hear my humble cry. Oh,
On others thou art calling, Savior, do not pass me by.
Wow.
All right
Wow.
now. Yeah.
Everybody's clapping. Everybody's clapping right now. That's a sweet voice right there. Oh my. Oh man, we kind of got a whole bunch of shares now. I know y'all passed that on. We bless somebody with that. Thank you. Hey, so please just share whatever you have going on throughout the year that you are able to share right now with everybody. We want people to be involved. You all are tremendous ladies right now doing some wonderful things.
We try to put our ear to our community. So a lot of the times when we plan in our retreat in the fall, we try to listen. We try to have a knack for what is needed. Some of our staple events is our peppermint gala, but we will not have a peppermint gala until fall of 2027. We have our annual yearly scholarship, and we participate in giving all of our Greater Temple area scholarships out to our graduating seniors, and we provide that through our the NAACP banquet, which is coming up May 2nd. So any activity that we produce or provide that has funds attached to it is so we're able to give back to the kids in the community. So a lot of the time when we're having health and wellness, which are Live Well events, we will offer those for free. We want people in our community to mentally be okay, financially okay, and be a resource where it's not necessarily money attached to the information and knowledge, but just come have a seat. And so we look for different avenues and different partnerships where we can captivate an audience and give out that information for free, because there's nothing like free 99 to help our neighbors and our friends and our colleagues and all of these things. And so a lot of our stuff is mental, physical, live well, wellness type of information, educational events. And then our peppermint gala is where we like to partake. But that's where we have a good time and really recognize community service leaders through our Cecilia Curtis Excellence Community Service Awards that we give out, and then also just have a good time and celebrate our community as well and our students.
I'm glad you shared that, because people don't really realize that there are people out here doing real work.
Right.
And they have opportunity right now, if they didn't know, to know that these things are being done. People are being blessed. Futures are being set because of you.
Yeah, and I'd like to say for us, we are a sorority that is founded on a programmatic thrust. So some people see Greeks and they think, oh, it's party time. It's not always about a party. And for us, I pride myself on our chapter, our Temple Alumni chapter, being about the business of our community.
Yes.
So we want to be able to serve our community. Having fun, great. We love to have fun, but I think,
what those thrusts are.
oh my goodness, our educational thrust, our financial fortitude thrust, our economic development, our social action, and I'm missing one. What am I missing?
International.
There we go. International. I always
wellness.
forget that one. That's the physical. That's our physical. And our international is something that we give to a school in Haiti.
Okay.
So we monetarily support that through our individual
And
contributions.
the school in Haiti was developed by Delta.
Okay.
It was established.
Oh,
So-
catch that? You want to say that?
Yes. So the school in Haiti was established by one of our past presidents. And so that school there,
Wow.
we give to that, and we provide shoes and books and all these things to some of our brothers and sisters in need. I know a lot of the times our chapters, they bond together when you have the crisis in Jamaica. And so the sororities gather and send funds and money and relief packages there as well. And so we look for those opportunities to make a big headline versus just the party mentality and out having fun. We want to make an impact. And I do want to plug that in. We like impact.
That's outstanding. Do the Sigma, do y'all have a star in the sky that whenever we look up at nighttime we can see and know that's y'all?
No, but when you see one of our programs being presented, encourage individuals to attend,
Right.
because it's going
Definitely
to come
will.
back and
Just want to make sure everybody can hear you.
okay. So when you see one of our programs in the community being presented, please encourage others to attend, whether it's a program like
yeah.
the gala, where we do charge money because it's where we get our funds for scholarships from,
Yes.
or whether it's a free one like the financial fortitude. We
Live
have
well.
something coming up with Live
Live
Well.
Well.
Yeah.
Social action is good. Go ahead. I mean, because in social action, we do voter registration drive.
Mm.
And we deputize other our sorrows so we can go and register people to vote and give them voter education as well. So as when it comes to things that's in the community that we need to vote on or vote for, I think a lot of our community don't know what they're voting for, and so we try to educate, let them know what's
Yes.
going on, and try to be visible because our vote does count.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. So before we close out, all right, I want to make sure if any shout outs you want to give, any other shout outs, anything like that, because I later on be like, "Oh, I should have said this. I should have. Here's your time.
I do want
Yes.
to comment on something when you're just talking about the members of our sorority. Here locally, we have had a lot of women that have been very impactful in the lives of many people. I like to call them our local rock stars and celebrities, but even with Miss Sarah Flowers, she, with her nursing experience, she was the first in many areas in nursing. We have Sarah Sandra Moffat, who I believe was the first physical therapist and occupational therapist in this area. And even I had the opportunity to interview Dale shortly when she had become the vice president um, of McLean's before becoming president. And knowing that she started out as an intern to get to president is amazing. So we
Yes.
have a group of ladies that are a first, and it's 2026, and we're still the first, and so that's amazing, and so that just deserves to be mentioned.
Thank you. Yes.
And I would just like to again, not necessarily shout out, but I want to just remind people about Dell Ingram Walker
Yes.
and her legacy and
Yes.
her story and her impact, because she was amazing.
Absolutely.
She was extraordinary. She was unlimited.
Oh,
she
yes.
was a beacon in the sky for young little black girls that look up and want to be something. That was her.
Yes.
And so I just want to always say her name. I always want her family to know that we're here. Nicholas and William and her husband Gregory, that they're not alone, and that we are a partner with them to help their mother's legacy live on. And Baylor Scott and White has been tremendous in
Yes.
honoring her and honoring spaces and continuing her legacy as well. And so during the summer, we want to try to create an event with partnership with Baylor Scott and White and Temple College, where we're actually wanting to get out and do endowments in her name and some facility naming spaces. So we'll be raising funds in that to keep that legacy alive and keep her importance of her work alive. And so and again, shameless plug, that was my line sister. We crossed at the same time. And she was my ace and I was the tail. So as a tail and a finisher, we'll make sure we finish it.
That's right.
So
Right.
I just want to say that. And we loved her. We still love her. And we see her and feel her every day.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Wow. Is there are there any comments, anything anybody need to speak to online right now? Okay. This was your time. You just missed out. Hey, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Look, we love y'all. We do definitely appreciate it. And you see who we had here today. So many blessings that are coming from you all. Right. And that's just an amazing feat, amazing accomplishment. And then you see the experience that are sitting here as well. And that's just a few. Okay. And we want to definitely thank you all just for what you're doing, because we know that it's work. And as a good friend of mine, Mr. Ronnie Russell said, it's hard work, right? And we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Great day, and thank you for tuning in to A New Day Fellowship Church. We are so grateful that you joined us, and we pray that you were blessed by hearing God's living word. May his message inspire you to continue walking in faith, trusting that He is working all things together for your good. As we close out this service, feel free to leave a word of encouragement in the comments and share your testimony with others. Together, we can inspire and uplift those around us to live for God. Remember, this is your season. Hold on to His promises, stand firm in your faith, and watch as God does great things in your life. Continue to be blessed, and we look forward to seeing you again